Welcome to Flash Tutorial Request 91 Point and Click Game Part 2. I have Part 1 open on my computer now. It was Flash Tutorial Request 90, and that's what I have opened here. We want to make sure all the layers are locked, and select the keys layer, insert a layer, and call it Door. Door to the cave. Make sure that's the only layer that's unlocked, and select frame 1, and right here you're going to draw a door. There it is. So it's right there over that hole. That's nice. While it's highlighted, if not highlight it, right click, convert it to a symbol, make sure movie clip is selected, call it Door, DOOR_MC. Copy that name for an instance name and open the properties panel, paste it in for instance name. Double click on it and we're going to open this door up, but when we're told, let's delay it a little bit. Let's go up to about the 15-20 frame mark, insert a keyframe. Click here and one motion drag up to about the 40 markish. Right click, convert to keyframes. Convert to keyframes right here. Now, past two, click and drag those two there. See how those two highlighted? And then using my arrow key, move the cave door to the right a little bit. Skip two more, highlight these, go the other way, couple of moves. Skip two more, move back that way, so it's going to wiggle when it starts. There's nothing fancy about this. Now, come from here, from here all the way up, right click, copy frames right here, copy frames, click right here and paste some frames. So this is going to happen for a while. See it shaking? Now, I want to go way up to about 130, insert a keyframe, make sure your door is highlighted, using your arrow keys. I'm just moving it there, that far. In here, click, right click, classic tween. So we have this going on. It wiggles, vibrating. Okay. Lock that layer. Let's just test this out for a second. See if it's how it looks. Vibrating. And it slides out of the way. Good. Call this layer Door. DOOR. Lock it. Insert a layer. Call it Action Script AS. Select frame 1. Open the Actions panel. Stop. STOP. Open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. Copy that. Go up to the very last frame. Here, insert blank keyframe. Open the Actions panel and paste it in. Back to the main timeline. I'm back on the main timeline, locking all layers. I'm selecting the key layer, inserting the layer. I'm calling it Cover, COVER, Keys, KEYS. We don't want to be able to see the keys all the time. So pick up your rectangle tool right here. If you don't see the rectangle, click this corner, pick rectangle tool. Here's the stroke, the outside of it. I don't want a stroke, so click here and click on this and take your eyedropper and pick up the color of the ground. Pick up your rectangle tool and just cover without covering any of that. Oh, that's no good. There. If you have to hit your grave, unlock your grave layer and move your grave up. Cover that one up. Cover this one up. And I think I'm going to have to move my grave a little bit. Yeah, I have to move my grave a little bit. Here's my graves, unlocking my graves layer. I have to move my grave up. And just click on it and just use my arrow keys. You may now have to do this. Okay, so now let's test it out and you'll see what's going on now. See, they're hidden and now they sort of come up out of the ground. And then I can click and drag them over to the here. And I still got to get that on top yet. I thought I had those keys on top of that. My keys are on top. Oh yeah, I got to move my keys on top of my door now. So click your keys and you actually grab the doors layer and bring it down under the keys and the covers. There. That's better. Let's test that. I'll just try one key and make sure it goes on top. Ah, that's good. Very good. Make sure all the layers are locked. So now we got to write some code to allow something to happen when we hit all those, we hit all these keys on the door. And I want to open my caves back up and make sure I can see them. I did a mistake earlier. Okay, so open the actions panel, and at the very top, put a couple of enters in, arrow up, and I'm going to make 3 or 4 variables. Variables is places that allow us to keep information, to keep track of things. VAR turns purple. I'm calling this door count. Capital D, capital C, door count. It's going to count the keys that are on the door. Colon, number, capital NUMBER. As you start to type that, it may come up in the drop-down menu. Just hit enter. As long as you have number blue when you're finished, turns blue. Equals 0, semicolon. Copy that. Put a couple of enters in. Change door count to door key 1. Copy that. Paste it in. Make it door key 2. Paste it in. Make it door key 3. So we have these 4 variables we're going to work with. Now let's write some code. Go way down the bottom. Way down the bottom. Click here. A few enters. And a whole bunch of typing. Type. Starting off with 2 forward slashes. Track keys hitting the door. Call it what you want. I'm just keeping track of the keys as they hit the door. Stage, add event, listener, mouse, click. I think we use something very similar to that up here. Stage, add event here, right to here. So if you want to just copy that stage, add event, listener, you can. That's up to you. But here it is. Stage, small s, TAGE turns blue, period. Add event listener, small a, capital E, capital L. That turns blue. Open bracket, it's a mouse event. Capital M, capital E turns blue, period, click. All capitals. Comma, and I'm calling this enter frame. So each time I enter the frame, something's going to happen. Close bracket, semicolon. Function, dealt with that before. Copy, enter frame, put it in. Open bracket, event, small EVENT, turns blue, colon, mouse event. You can copy mouse event, paste it in here. Close bracket, colon, void. Now, here's an open curly bracket. And as you start typing way down here, it's going to be a closed curly bracket. And we're doing some ifs in here. We're testing. We're testing to see if the keys hit the door. If IF turns purple, open bracket, key 1 underscore MC, that's the first key, period, hit test object, small h, capital T, capital O, that turns blue if it's spelt right. Open bracket, door underscore MC, that's the door, the cave door, close bracket, open curly bracket. As you start to type, this closed curly bracket here should come in for you. We're going to do 2 things. We're going to trace, TRACE, open bracket, quotation, hit 1, close quotation, close bracket, semicolon. And we're going to keep track. This is one of those variables way up here. this door key 1. We're going to keep track. We're saying door key 1 equals 1, semicolon, close bracket. So when that first key is dragged and hits the door, we're going to put a 1 in this. So it tells us this is what it's hit. Copy that, right click, copy it, paste it in here, change this 1 to a 2, change this to hit 2, change this door key to 2, and make this a 2. This one's worth a value of 2. Come down, paste it again, change this to a 3, change this to a 3, change this to a 3, and this to a 3. So let's see if that happens, and no errors. Okay, I'm going to hit them, let them come up. When I drag them over, I should get a trace. There, traces when I leave them go. There's number 1 hit. There's number 3 hit, and there's number 2 hit. Now we just got to do something when they all hit. Okay, I know these work, so I don't need these traces. Let's comment that out. Comment that out, don't need it. And comment this out. Click right here, a couple of enters, and type this code. Type. Door count, that's that first variable we made, the door count. That's going to be the sum of those doors hitting. Door count equals, this is what it equals. It equals door key 1 plus door key 2 plus door key 3. And we know up here that we made door key 1 a 1 when that key hit it. We made door key 2 a 2 when it hit it. And we made door key 3 a 3 when it hit it. So they will all add up to 6. So now we're going to check for that. If open bracket, door count equals 6. That's a test. If I just had 1 equal, it would say make it 6. This is testing to see if it's 6. Close bracket. So if open bracket, door key, open bracket, door count equals 6, close bracket. And if all those keys are hitting the door, they will equal 6, the sum of them. There's the open curly bracket, the closed curly bracket. Trace, T-R-A-C-E, open bracket, quotation 6, close quotation, close bracket, semicolon. And we're saying door underscore MC, that's the door movie clip. Go to and play, G-O-T-O, the small g, small t, capital A, capital P, and play, open bracket 2, close bracket, semicolon. That's telling me to play that frame 2, and it's when we start to jiggle the door and the door moves. Now here, if for some reason this door doesn't move and the trace 6 traces, we know the problem is with the door, not with the count. So let's test this. Test movie test. No errors. 1, I'm just clicking them until they pop up. Drag them over. There's 1 in there. There's 2 in there. There's 3. The door starts to vibrate and moves. Good. All I want to do now is get rid of these keys and open the actions panel up. I don't need this trace anymore. I'm going to comment that out and click right here, enter, and say KEY1 underscore MC period visible, VISIBLE. Visible should turn blue, space equals, space false, FALSE, semicolon. That means disappear. Copy this, click here, paste it in, paste it in again, change this to a 2, and change this to a 3, and now they should disappear. Test movie test. Click, click, click. Boom. Boom. Now it's pausing. It shifts to the right. Now the only thing that I think you should do is make a few false graves. So make sure all your layers are locked. Select the grave layer right here. Insert a layer. Call it graves, GRAVES, false, FALSE, or something like that. Raise false. And what I would do is open the library, click on any one of your grave buttons. There it is there. And select that frame 1 and highlight it. And if you look here, we're down to, it's mixed. It's text, combination of text and a drawing. So if I just get that crosshairs and right click and copy that, all I'm copying is that drawing. So I can go back to scene 1, select that new frame, that new layer, and paste in place. And you may have to find it, so go very small. And here's mine up here. Drag it down here, and right click, paste another one in place. So now you have a couple. Just make sure that they don't get in the way of your keys moving up and down. So let's test this out. Test movie test. There they are. Look at that. This one here still works good. This one doesn't do anything. Does nothing. This one works. This one works. They're not in the way. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. And now what you could do is you could write something now to take you into that cave to do another level. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.